and we've been married for...
Yeah, we like to go out. You know, we met in me and Uche, let me be clear. You know, we met in
We didn't, but look, to explain, let's just explain this part though.
Let me make a point first.
It's changed now.
I love to going out.
But I like going out more than you know.
No, I still like going out.
The fact that you have to do it when you've got nothing left
and you
haven't had any social time.
Yeah, this is the problem. I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't great.
What's up, guys? It's the Monago family, Monago family, Monago family, I'm Uche, Monago family dad.
I'm Charmaine, Monago family mum.
And welcome back to our channel. If you're back to our channel, and if you're new to our channel, welcome. Hope you're doing good. Thank you for choosing to chill with us at this moment in time. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe to join the family. Why wouldn't you want to join a family like this? What face did you do then? But you didn't do a face, you moved your face.
Leave me alone.
I'm just saying.
I could do my face.
It's like one paused face.
No, really, no.
She didn't tell me the memo, guys.
No, listen.
Like, you're doing a moving face now.
No.
It's changed from a straight face to a moving face now.
I just freestyle, you know, whatever. I have to make it fun. I've got to change it up a bit.
You do. It's
Yeah.
true. It's true. All right. And give this vlog a like, because you know the likes keep our channel alive, and we appreciate you. And hit the notification bell so you know when we post. And that's basically that. Yeah. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram, by the way, if you're not already following us. And that's the housekeeping out of the way, and we're going to get straight into this vlog, aren't we?
Yeah.
With this beautiful lady here. Why are you laughing?
I don't know.
Why are you laughing? I didn't say anything yet.
No.
Guys, she's laughing.
No reason.
And I didn't even make a joke or anything.
No reason.
Yeah? Okay, so this is like part of a series. The first part of this series was how moving to Dubai changed our lives, essentially. Don't know if that's the exact title. I'm sorry if I've got it wrong. But moving to Dubai changed our lives, right? And we said in that vlog, we promised that we were going to drill down a bit more, and we were going to talk about it specifically from the perspective of family and our marriage and our business or businesses, right? Today, we're going to talk about how it has changed us with regards to our marriage and our family. Really exciting. So get some popcorn or some biscuits or some wine. If you're an adult, it should be an adult, I think, because this one's for the adults, really. And yeah, let's chill and let's talk about it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah? All good? All good? Just got something here. I'm just going to take it off. Do you want to just check me as well? Make sure I've got no crust.
You haven't got lip gloss.
The worst thing you do, right, is when you do a vlog and then you realise you've got like a little bit of something in your beard, right? And it's been there for the whole vlog, like, and the vlog's done, and you realise, and I say, Charmaine, look, there's a bit of crust there, and that was there for the whole vlog. Am I right? Have I got anything on my face?
No.
Fresh?
Fine. You're fresh.
So do I look fine?
Oh, here we go. So first it's...
No, I'm asking, one second.
His face.
One second, do I look fine?
Then he asked if does he look fine?
Do I look fine?
We were going with, let's see if there's any crust on our face.
Yeah.
Now, do you actually
No, do I look fine? Do I look fine?
You look okay.
No, do I look fine?
No, you look okay.
Am I fine? You got a fish. You got a fish. Okay, cool. So in this vlog, look, let's talk about where we came from, where we got to, right? Before we came, because in terms of talking about like how we feel it's changed us for the better, we have to talk about where we actually were. Yeah. Essentially, right? So basically, before we decided to come to Dubai, where would you describe where we were at that time? We've been together for 20 years this year, and we've been married for 13 years this year. Did I get it right? Did I get it right? 13 years, right? Did I get it right?
I think it's 13, yeah. I'm actually having to think about it myself, but I think it's 13, yeah.
Married for 13 years, yeah. Been together for 20 years, yeah. I knew I got it right, just thought I'd check there. And yeah, where did we get to? So our situation was like, we met when we were teenagers.
Yeah.
Well, not teenagers, I was 21, you were 19, essentially.
Adults, young adults.
Well, I was approaching 21. Trying to calculate my age now anyway now. So just stick to the vlog. We're not talking about that right now. We're talking about the vlog. All right? So basically, we both came from broken homes. So I didn't really grow up seeing a good marriage or a marriage. Really, same situation for Charmaine. But we met each other, and I guess from early on in our relationship, we knew that we wanted the same thing. which was we wanted to have a family like the one that we have. We knew we were going to have 4 kids just randomly. I didn't know there were going to be 4 girls though, but that's another story.
I didn't know I was having 4. I thought I was having 3.
Did you?
Yeah.
I always knew I wanted 4 kids.
I thought I was having 3.
I
got 2 for the price of 1 at the end, but yeah.
I knew we were going to have 4. Me personally, I thought we were going to have 4.
Yeah.
Like I said, I thought it was going to be a mixture. Of course, I love all my girls. But each time I went to the hospital, I thought one was going to be a boy. And the girls kept coming. And the girls kept coming.
Kept
so
flowing.
there you go. But we're blessed, and that's another story.
Yeah.
But we knew we wanted to have a family, essentially. Didn't really know how we were going to get there. But we worked hard. We've worked hard over the years, learnt, grown, loved, argued our way to this point. You talk about where we were when we left the UK, in terms, just to give them a picture of where we were, in terms of like our family and our marriage.
It was interesting, actually. It wasn't great, I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't great. We were okay, but we weren't great. If you think of all the things that we were doing, which was, we had 4 children, we had twins in COVID, and then, we adjusted to having twins. We have a business, which Uche was running at the time because I had stopped working. And then we had social media. We had the kids' social media, we had each other, we had a marriage as well, we had a house, we had everything, all of these things we had to balance. So eventually what happened, something had to give. And I think what gave the most was our marriage. I think in all of this, it was our marriage that had the biggest dip, because it was only me and him. Yes, we had family help from our grandmas and stuff like that, but everyone has a life, everyone goes to work, they're not, there to help us 24/7. So essentially, when they go home, it's us.
Yeah, and some of these people have their own problems.
They've got their own problems in their own lives, so you don't, they're not there to help us 24/7. London as well is not made like in other countries you can have, they say like a, what do you call it, a village, it takes a village
to raise it.
It really does happen in places like Africa, for example, but in London, you're working sometimes until quite a late age in your life anyway. So we had all these things here, and our marriage took a big dip, I would say, because me and him were running all of these things. We have children, they're dependents, so they can't do all the things that we need. So we were doing absolutely everything, the housework, everything you can think of. We had, and then we got to a point where we had loads of these brand campaigns, which was amazing. We started working with some big brands in the UK. That was amazing, but again, another thing that we had to do that was quite big for us, and then run the business, it was just too much. So unfortunately, there was no way. We got a cleaner, we tried to get house help, we've done everything that we possibly do to make our house function better, and it still wasn't enough.
It wasn't enough.
It just wasn't, it didn't do it.
It was so many things, like we just were not fulfilled personally.
Because what you want as well.
Yeah, we weren't fulfilled personally, and I think for you to be able to give to others, and when you have 4 kids, you are spending a good percentage of your time giving to others.
Yeah.
A lot of what you do, there's more of them than there are of us, isn't it?
That's what.
So you obviously, if you look at the percentages and you break it down, you are basically spending the majority of your time trying to make sure that they're okay and they have everything they need. Charmaine always says this one, when your cup is empty, it's hard to pour out onto others, essentially. To maintain a marriage, we've done the counselling, we've done all of this, the stuff, we've read the books and so forth. So we know what needs to be done, but you also need the time and the energy to implement those things. One of the things with us, we definitely like to date. Everyone's different. We like to date. And we think dating is important. We were not able to maintain any form of dating consistently towards the end with the schedule that we had. And I used to laugh because, I had this idea of being a director of a company. You're a director of the company, and you're doing really well, and you come home and everything's going to be all set for you because you're a director of a company. But it really wasn't like that. We'd be like finishing the day with everything that we need to do, social media and everything, at like 11, and then we'd be folding clothes in the living room together, just really irritated and just really annoyed. No disrespect to people who like folding clothes, but I absolutely hate it. I absolutely hate it. And
I think we grew a hate. I grew a hate for it more as my capacity for not my capacity. Sorry, I grew a hate for it more because my jobs became more and more and more and more.
Yes. So it's a thing that you had to do at the end with no energy left.
Yeah, and then you hate
So
these
to be
things
fair,
more.
it's not the act of folding the clothes that you hate. It's the fact that you have to do it when you've got nothing left.
And you
haven't had any social time.
Yeah, this is the problem.
Yeah.
And for us, like Uche said, every marriage and every human being is different, yeah? We like to go out. You know, we met in a club, me and Uche, let me be clear. You know, we met in a club.
We didn't, but look, to explain, let's just explain this part.
Let me make a point first.
We met in a club, but we didn't quite meet in a club.
No. When I say, look, we met beforehand, but we did meet going out, right?
Okay.
Yes.
So hang on. Just to be clear, because I want to be clear, I didn't meet my wife just, breaking down in the club.
No.
Not that that's a bad thing, but the statistics of it are quite low.
No, the statistics of it are fine when you meet when you're young.
When you're young,
Yes,
when you're young.
it's
But
fine.
at the same time, she had some friends which knew me, that knew me. We had mutual friends.
Either way, all of our mutual friends met inside the club.
So she did her background check on me, and I did my background check on her.
Fine, but we still met in the club.
Basically. I just want to make it clear.
Okay.
It wasn't like just some random from the club that I didn't know.
Look, to be fair, I liked going out more than he did. Let me be fair.
Back in the day. But it's changed now.
I loved going out.
But I like going out more than you know.
No. I still liked going out. But I still like going out. But my issue is my capacity for going out
It's a bit different.
so low that I did not have the energy to be bothered to get dressed to go out because I was just so tired. That's where the issue is. And I think all these things that you love when you're younger, yes, you can't do all of them when you're older.
But you need to do some.
Yes.
Or you're going to just dry up.
Yes.
You know? And what we didn't want is a situation where, because we got 4 kids, that means we can't live.
We can't have a life.
Essentially, yeah. And because we weren't living, and everything we did was absolutely functional, we got to a point where we just were drying up.
I mean, I got to a point where I didn't want to give anymore. That's the truth. I was just too tired to.
And this is the mild point, this is the mild way to say it. Mentally, our mental health was really challenged. It was challenged. London as well, the bills, it was really expensive. Every day you were working, it was expensive, and we kept trying to do things just to make life better. We joined the health club, David Lloyd Health Club, one of the expensive ones in the UK, where the girls had loads of clubs. We did everything in the UK just to make things better for us and to make ourselves happy, but we just didn't like our day-to-day life.
Yeah.
If you like it in the UK, no disrespect to you, everyone, you have to do what makes you happy, but for us, we just didn't like the mundane of our day-to-day life. And we just couldn't get things done. We are definitely people, I would say, that like to live life to the fullest.
Yeah.
So it's important for us to experience things.
Yeah.
Together as a family. One of the ways that I like to experience is through the palate. Through good food. For me, wealth, one of the things that I measure wealth on is actually eating good food. So for me, that's important. So we're quite like that. But anyway. And yeah, we were both just frustrated because you weren't getting what you wanted. I wasn't getting what I wanted. We were earning reasonably well, but it just was not enough money, to be honest with you.
I think the money was enough. You just can't get good value for money in the UK. That's
we
what
weren't at the time.
I did. Yeah, as far as I'm concerned.
In London.
Yeah.
And what we perceived to be good value, because we had reached a point. So we've gone on a holiday many times, right? We've travelled a lot, right?
Yeah.
A reasonable amount. I'm sure there's some people watching this who have travelled much more than us,
Yeah.
But we've travelled a reasonable amount, right? But we had reached a point, like every time we went on holiday, we'd always want to just live wherever we were on holiday.
And I think it happens to a lot of people, but it was literal for us. We'll go to visit properties, in the places.
Holiday. Went to Houston, looked at properties in Houston. Went to Spain, looked at properties in Spain.
Yeah.
And she would just laugh because every time we'd go, then I'd be looking at apartments or something in the area. It's just something that I did, but I didn't know that was like the seeds of us saying we don't want to be here anymore. And I think we got to a point where it was just like, okay, you keep saying to yourself, I'm going to be happy later. I'm going to be happy later. I'm going to be happy later. And then 10 years pass.
Another 10 years
pass. Another 10 years pass. And you're looking at each other and you're just saying, like, when is this going to end?
Yeah.
Right? Life is short. Yes, I want to grow and I want to strive and I want to build things, but I need to have a reasonable amount of happiness at some point right now. We said we're going to come to Dubai. We looked into it. We've been talking about it for a while. Yeah. We spoke about it. We parked it. One of the big driver things for us that held us back was basically grandparents.
Family, yeah.
Family and grandparents, right?
It was massive,
Yeah, because I didn't grow up with my grandparents and neither did Charmaine. And so one of the things we thought was that
our children.
Yeah, we didn't want to take that away from them.
Yeah.
You know, them seeing them every week. And some of you are watching this, and this is some of the decisions that you guys have to make. But then in the end, I just said to myself, look, there's just got to be more than where I live right now.
Yeah.
You know, where we lived in London, somehow we ended up with a house which was literally 10 minutes away from where my mum's house was and where I grew up as a teenager.
But we got to a point where we didn't end up seeing your mum as much.
We didn't see them as much. The time you're spending them is not quality because you're stressed anyway.
Stressed out, yeah.
Right? You know, I said to Charmaine, like, I just said enough's enough. Like, there's just got to be more to my life than just this place I'm living.
Yeah.
You know, and like the world is such a big place. I have to experience it. We have to experience it. She hadn't been to Dubai. I had jumped on a plane about 3 years earlier, 2 or 3 years earlier, just to check it out, basically on my own, trying to look what business opportunities are here, what I can find. I just had to see it, and I reported back to her essentially.
Yeah.
It was parked, but from the information I'd given her and everything I said and from what she knew, she was ready to go.
To be honest with you, I would have gone anywhere. This is the...
Not anywhere.
When I say anywhere, anywhere within reason. My reason, not his.
Okay.
My reason. My reason.
But this was the top destination.
Is Dubai, America, certain countries.
That you would have gone to.
I would have gone to. Like there was probably, we would have had about 5.
Yeah, okay.
I would have
America was definitely an option.
America was an option for
If you were going to pick it, let's be honest, it would have been America, or it would have been Dubai.
Or Africa.
Potentially Africa.
As well. Because we looked into Ghana as well. We looked into Ghana as well. So we did look at other countries. I think just when it came down to how quick we wanted to move, everything came to Dubai because, you know, the processes of getting in here, the safety, everything just ticked the boxes quickly. So you were able to come here quite fast. It wasn't easy, but I'm just saying there was some boxes that were ticked for me quite easily with Dubai. That's the reason why
you came here. Exactly.
Yeah.
And look, we won't go too much into this because there's loads of vlogs on this already that we've done, which comment on this. So you got to watch those vlogs to see why it ticked the boxes and why it's so forth. But what we're sticking to now is how it's changed our marriage, right? Yeah. So that's where we were, right? Fast forward, coming up to 12 months since we've been here, right? The beginning, it wasn't easy.
No.
Getting into the rhythm that we are now.
Yeah.
But 6 months ago or so, we moved into this house.
Yeah.
We got our Emirates IDs about three months in. The kids got theirs, Emirates IDs eventually. We tried to find what we knew when we were coming here. We knew that we were going to have in-house help.
Yeah.
We knew we were going to have that, and it took us a while to find the right person.
Yeah.
But I'd say 3-4 months ago, we found someone that we're really happy with.
Yeah.
She's back at working on the recruitment business that we have.
I could never have done that in the UK.
Which you couldn't have done.
Not possible.
As well as this social media that we do. And so, we're like in a rhythm now, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'd say we're in a rhythm. The kids are in a new school and they're really happy in that school. So we've got a rhythm now, right? So the things that we're doing now, if you want to break it down.
Differently.
I don't feel ridiculously overwhelmed by the load I have now.
No.
Because I'm not doing the housework as well.
Yeah.
As much. I actually cook more now here.
So do I.
But I do it because I actually like food and I don't mind cooking.
Do it 'cause you want
and I
to.
cook things that I want to cook in the house and so forth, and I call it the man way or whatever the case is, but there's certain ways that I cook, which I cook, and I enjoy giving to my family in that way. I enjoy giving to her. I don't do loads of cooking, but I do a bit, a couple of times a week on average, or once a week on average, I'll do it. I don't feel overwhelmed because I'm not so involved in the housework, but I'm not involved in the housework at all now, actually, to be honest with you. We actually go to the shops. We used to order shopping in the UK, but we actually don't mind going to the shops and having a chat now.
Funny enough, in Dubai, actually, when you go to the supermarket, you see couples everywhere shopping.
Yeah.
It's in the UK, for me, it's either you see a man with loads of his kids or a woman with her kids just stressed out in the shopping centre, and then maybe a few couples, and not because the couples are not together, but they're separated because they're both doing things and doing things so busy.
And London, I don't know about the rest of the UK, but where we lived in London anyway. When I'm coming home, I'm not coming home now I work from home primarily. At some points I was working from the office. I might do a mixture in the future, but I'm just with a woman that's happy as well. So when I'm working as well, I'm with someone that's actually happy too. And I'm sure from her perspective, she'll say the same thing. We'll let Charmaine speak in a moment as well. I just feel more fulfilled. And then on top of that as well, I think the biggest thing for me, I would just find myself in the UK, because we lived in a 2-bed 3-bed. We made it into a 3-bed. It was a 2-bed terrace in the beginning, and then we basically converted one of the rooms into 2. So we managed to make it a 3-bed. Myra and Sophia had 1 room, and then the twins had this small box room, really, really small box room. We had a room which was smaller now because we'd given part of it to the twins. We had done everything in that house. We had extended the back, we had built a playhouse in the garden. We pretty much have done anything, and we knew that, okay, we'd have to progress to that next house. Yeah, of course, we were thinking of buying the next house. The house that we had was worth around £500,000. Obviously, we had a mortgage on it as well. Well, not obviously, I guess some people have £500,000 paid off houses. I didn't, just to be completely honest with you. We knew the next house we were looking at in that area was going to be like 800, 900. You had to go through lots of hoops to basically get it. And I literally just used to spend my time just like stressing about the next house we were going to have to move into or the next thing, because I knew in that moment where we were, it was just too small. It wasn't practical, and we just didn't have enough space. And so basically coming here, where we moved into this house, straight away, we moved into something straight away that you're happy with every single day. That has such a massive impact on you. When you do such hard work, like you work really, really hard, and then at the end of the day, you can't really lie down or sit in a place that you're comfortable as a family, at this stage in our life, because life does have stages, right? We've been running our business for over 10 years. Yeah. We've been working for nearly 20 years, 20 years plus, isn't it? So we're at the stage in life where we should be in a stage in life where we can say, okay, do you know what? We want to come to somewhere that we're comfortable.
Yeah.
So I think just living where we live, where you are living in a beautiful place like this, the surroundings, the weather, everything where you live. Once you live there, for me personally, it does something a lot more. It does something to my soul, I'd say, in terms of like, you just don't need to, you don't worry about your immediate now, and you can just have a bit more of a relaxed approach. You just don't feel like you're in a rat race so much.
Yeah.
Because you're comfortable with where you're living. So yeah, and to add to that now, on top of that, with having the in-house help, we do get the time now to go on some dates. Even as far as, Friday night, you may have stayed up a bit later, us two, and then we can lie in, and then our live-in help, so our nanny will basically make the breakfast for the kids and sort them out and keep them settled until we actually wake up. And that is it makes such a big difference. Yeah. That morning is everything. Yeah. It's everything for that resetting. So yeah, before kind of concluding, I'll let you say.
Trying to think now of what you're not saying. I mean, the live-in nanny is probably the biggest thing for me.
Yeah.
Personally.
But talk about where you were to where you are now.
No.
Where you were.
In London?
Yeah.
Yeah, the live-in nanny is the biggest thing for me because
the biggest thing for you, like in London, you weren't able to work.
In London, for me, I wasn't able to work.
On the business anyway.
On the business.
You were able to do social media.
Maybe social media I was, because that was kind of on our terms. But when you're running the business, you have to run it a certain way. And you can't just, dip in and dip out of it. It takes a lot of commitment. For me, there was obviously the work, but I think the biggest thing for me... And
just to interrupt, sorry, I'm going to let her continue talking.
Yeah.
For some of you who are new to our channel, right, or who have just started watching us on YouTube, you may not know. So when we were in London, we were very much focused heavily on Instagram.
Yeah.
And we would do lots of brand campaigns. So some of the brands that we worked with are like Microsoft. We were actually brand ambassadors for Sky, and we left that behind. Some people thought we were crazy.
We left a lot behind.
We've worked with Disney. So we've worked with a lot of brands.
Yeah.
A lot of brands, a lot of big brands as well. And we were getting campaigns regularly.
Yeah.
So obviously this, and we were getting paid for them. So this was not like, we were not just doing social media as a hobby. We had a business from social media.
Yeah.
So just to explain, so although Charmaine wasn't working in the recruitment business, we did have quite a heavy schedule with
heavy commitment
with the social media. Just to be clear, because some people won't know.
They're
just watching us on YouTube, and we don't do those campaigns so much anymore on Instagram because our focus has shifted. So I just want to make this clear. So for those that know.
Yeah, the nanny was a big thing for me. When Uche's running a business, I don't even think he's got more help here now with the business than he did in the UK, you would say so, right?
Yeah.
Having, admin staff and having people he probably couldn't access as much when he was in the UK. I feel like it's the same thing for the house. A mother, if she's in the house and she's predominantly in the house, she's the CEO of the house, right? And you're supposed to have, admin staff. You're supposed to have people helping you around the house, but that job is just left for you to spin the plates around like that, basically. And then Uche obviously will come home and help, but when he isn't around, that's what I'm basically doing. That, for me, personally, I can't do it. Personally, some people may be happy doing it, but for me personally, with everything that we had to do, it was impossible.
It's impossible to balance the output that one, she was doing.
It's too much.
And two, that you needed to do.
Yes.
Because you weren't outputting what you really wanted to do.
No, I wasn't.
You were not doing what we wanted to do.
Not at all. So,
and also be a mother to 4 children.
No.
4 young children.
It was just too much, you know.
It's impossible.
It was just too much. I spend my time doing hair, I'm washing hair, and washing clothes, folding clothes, cooking. It became absolutely ridiculous. So having someone, you know, as a person who now I can work with, and we work together, and she's able to help me around the house and do things for me personally, where I can now actually have the capacity to do the other things, because the reality is I was right at the top. My cup was spilling, and it was just spilling over and over and over and over. And I just felt like I couldn't breathe. I felt suffocated all the time. I just always felt angry, felt annoyed, felt like, why do I have to do all these things? Why do I need to do all these things? This is just too much.
And look, it wasn't just that, just to add to you, for what she's mentioning, the garden, you know, in our house, like, I had to sort out the garden.
It's just a lot.
You know, like, you try and get gardeners, it got to the point where in the UK, gardeners just became ridiculously expensive.
Can't even access them properly.
Ridiculously expensive. So it was easier for me to just do weeding here and there as well.
Yeah.
So the gardening, you know, taking the car to get washed, all of these things that we don't worry about here, because somebody comes to do the garden, waters all the plants, the few plants that we have here, maintains the garden, and we don't touch it. You know, someone comes to wash the car once a week, and so you don't need to worry about that, and cleans the inside. So the way this place is set up for you, it is set up in a way, you know, I don't need to worry about home maintenance when I'm here now, because, I mean, the home's really new anyway, but even when something happens, you know, you've got someone that can come out quite quickly, and all the homes are the same. Yeah. So it's just set up for just smooth life. Yeah. A smooth life, really.
Yeah. It's just for me, but like even like after having all my children, I can honestly tell you, I did not have the time and space to recover from pregnancies. I did not have the time and space to be a human being from those pregnancies. I think that had an effect on my mental health as well, because I didn't have the capacity. I felt like I just had to get up. As soon as I had a baby, I had to get up. As soon as I didn't have the chance to recover like you should naturally be able to recover. You know, now, when I'm sick, or Uche's sick now, it's not a case of, oh my God, one of us sick, the whole world's falling down. If Uche's out or I'm out, you know, you've got someone else actually assisting in the house, so it doesn't feel like the whole house is about to crash and fall down. But that's what it did feel like in the UK. If one of us has to go to hospital or something, there's always someone here to help you do that. So I just think the way things are set up here for us right now, we have that help in-house, so that's absolutely massive. And it just enables us now to have more time. It enables us, like I said, we can now, without having to rely on anybody else but, you know, having her, we want to randomly, spontaneously go out this evening, today, for example. It's not a big hoo-ha, I've got to arrange this and arrange that. We go out. You know, we're able to actually have a life from that perspective of freedom. There's some days where I feel stressed and overwhelmed here in Dubai. The minute I open my door and I walk outside, that feeling changes anyway, because I love my surroundings and I love where we chose to live and I love everything around us. Also, I think it's really important is the energy and the people around you as well. Generally, people in Dubai are not stressed. They're not like...
Yeah, the people here are happy.
They're happy.
And that's important massive. To know, because you are around happy people
They're
here.
just all happy.
Whereas on our road, you had some people who were just not happy.
Really unhappy. And probably for the right reasons they're not happy, because of the same things that we're talking about. So this is the reason why. But we had to pull ourselves away from that, because we didn't like that, and we were like that anyway, potentially, you know, in the same way as those people on the road. So I think, you know, when you come to somewhere like this and you make a decision to be here, the reason why you're here is for all those reasons. That's the reality why we're here, and this is why we chose to come here, because it has changed all those things. There's probably so many other things that I think about when I'm driving. I can't remember what they are, but you know, I think one more thing, it is the access to everything. Petrol, this, that. You're just not running around for absolutely everything.
So you have more time for yourself.
The only thing we run out to do is shopping.
And so bringing it back, you have more time for yourself, and then more time to pour to each other. And look,
and more time for our kids.
And for us, of course, bring it to the kids as well. You know, as a result of this, you have loads more time to spend with your kids. You know, it's not a case of, we're farming off our kids to our nanny. No. What you're doing is she will do some of the things in the house to free you up to have the time to spend quality time with your kids.
And not a
so
time
we
where you're
spend
annoyed.
quality time with our kids every day.
Yeah.
And we do it from a perspective where you've got the energy to give them the energy that they deserve and that they need.
Yeah.
As well. One thing to mention, for us, this was not accessible in the UK.
For us.
The cost of having this in the UK, the way it's all set up,
Impossible.
in terms of in-house help, a gardener that comes, someone to wash your car, we couldn't afford it in the UK with where we were.
No.
And I would like to think that we were doing quite well in the UK, and we could not afford it.
No.
What I want to say to anyone watching this video, right? Dubai may not be it for you, right? Dubai may not be it for you, or somewhere else may not be it for you. But what I would say is, look, just have a reflection. If you're not happy and you can say, look, we're not happy with where we are right now, try and make a change, right? Because life is too short. Life is just too short. And sometimes you may think that you don't have other options, but you actually do.
Yeah.
You know?
You have to dig deep to find
you
them.
do. You know, since we left the UK, you know, that's been removed now. It's like the anchor's removed.
Yeah.
Now, you know, we sometimes speak about, okay, in the future, would we potentially when the kids have all done their studying here or finish studying, would we go and settle in Africa?
Yeah.
You know, would we go and live somewhere in Africa? Or would we stay here?
Yeah.
You know, or would we like to spend some time in Thailand,
Yeah.
you know, on a yearly basis? Would we like to spend some time here?
It opens everything out.
It opens everything out. And if you look up Thailand, for example, you know, the cost of living there is unbelievably low. You know, just think about it and let us inspire you to think about making a change. All our concerns that we had in terms of like grandma and so forth, you know, she's actually here right now. Mama came, my auntie came as well. So I have two mums that raised me, and Charmaine's mum has come out a few times as well. The kids speak to, Myra and Sophia speak to them on the phone every day. Through messaging or whatnot. They watch our vlogs as well. My mum said watching our vlogs is quite massive. I know everyone's not going to do vlogs, but you can send them your own personal videos if you want to.
I mean, but it was a wake-up call when she said to us yesterday that actually she stays close to us through our
watching
vlogs.
The vlogs,
So even if you're not a vlogger, which is fine, I think videos are sufficient. If you're sending them videos every day
of what you do,
what you're doing every day with family, I mean, clearly that obviously works because we didn't know that until you told us yesterday.
No.
So that was eye-opening. Yeah.
And with the technology you have with video calls, with you know, telephones and so forth, you've got great technology to basically keep in touch.
Yeah.
Right? And if you're all happier, then you can have quality time.
Yeah, and the last thing I would say, just touching on what Uche said, because I was going to say it before he said, that I think is the biggest thing I hear from people who say they want to move to Dubai or move wherever. They're worried about their kids, their family and friends, but you have to look at your life and understand if you're actually happy whilst they are close to their family. If you are happy and they're close to their family, then
that's a different story.
Amazing. But we were not happy even being close to our family, and nothing to do with our family, more to do with our personal situation. I have got a better relationship even with my own mum now than I did in the UK. I have more time to talk to her now than I did in the UK. I have more time for most things now that I did not have time for. So you have to make that sacrifice.
And the scary thing about what you're saying is that she's more productive here.
Yeah.
And has more time. When you remove some things, you remove some anchors. I think once you break it, it's broken for good. Yeah. It's like the box is open now, and you realise there's other things that exist.
Yeah.
You know, yesterday we went to try out a restaurant. You know, I kind of pushed for us to just try something different. She's laughing because we had a little...
we had a moment yesterday.
We had a bit of a tiff, yeah. Not a tiff, but like I tried to push for us to explore. She was just a bit tired. We found this restaurant.
Yeah.
It's a Thai restaurant, and it was just, it's amazing, man. It was an amazing restaurant. It's like all you can eat for a reasonable price, and there's just so much here, right? For families, there's just so much here, you know. And I just like the fact that we've got all this place to explore. Yeah. You know, I don't know how long we're going to stay here for. We might live here for the rest of our lives. I don't know. Yeah. Knowing me, I'm probably going to want us to move again in 10 years. Knowing, if I'm going to be honest, 5 years or 10 years. I think for us, the ideal would be some time in this place, sometime in this place, sometime in this place.
I think while we're raising our children,
while we're raising our children, this is the best space for them.
This is the best space
in
for
our
us.
opinion.
In our opinion. Yeah. And the last thing I forgot to mention
for us. Best space for us, for our needs.
The biggest thing for me, and another thing I completely forgot to mention, is the safety. I keep saying it, But what I carried, my mental health, what I carried in the UK with fear every single time of like, because our children have seen so many things. Like one example, we were in a Collindale, we were in a McDonald's, and there was a stabbing there. My kids saw something that was really terrible.
It wasn't inside the McDonald's, was it?
It was outside of it.
It was outside, to be clear, because you just want to make sure.
Sorry.
The person ran in, but it was outside the McDonald's. It wasn't in McDonald's. Yeah.
But the point I'm trying to make is I was speaking to someone about it the other day. What we carry mentally with safety with our children is quite serious. Like even for myself, like just walking around, I'm so free mentally. When I drop my kids off, I'm so free. Like the other day, I was in the car. You know, Chase are probably gonna say like, "Why did you do it?" I was in the car and I left my girls in the car and I ran to the shop and I came back and I felt nothing. I felt no feeling. I had no like anxiety at all that I'm doing something, because I would never do that in the UK. There's just so many things that you do here that you just don't realise actually this is now I'm free from here. I'm not worrying about my kids. I'm not worrying about kidnapping. I'm not worrying about safety. I'm not saying Dubai is perfect. I'm sure things
But
happen
she could
here.
see the kids from the shop.
I could see. I knew I was going to say something.
So you can be clear,
I could see them. Obviously, I'm not reckless, but I could see them from outside, and it's in my community. The point I'm trying to look, he's going to tell me when I come off the screen now, he's going to be like, "Why would you do that? Why would you leave my kids?" I'm joking. But the point I'm trying to make is that's what I'm trying to say. That all of that for me has taken a load off my brain. I just don't think about safety so much here than I did before. I'm not as worried, I spoke to someone.
And that in turn has, just to bring it back, made our marriage and family life better. All good?
Yeah.
All good. So guys, thank you for chilling with us. We hope you found this vlog informative.
It was longer than I thought.
It was longer, And we hope you've enjoyed chilling with us. We hope that it's like, I don't know, inspires you or, comment down below. Let us know what you do get from this vlog. We've enjoyed making it. We've enjoyed chatting with you. We love connecting with you guys. Thank you for all the love you show us and the comments and everything that you do show us. If you're new to the channel, join the family, subscribe. Why wouldn't you want to join a family like this? And hit
I posted for you, by the way, just to let you know.
Did you?
Yeah. I didn't do this today.
Brilliant. Hit the like button so you the like to keep our channel alive. Hit notification bell so you know when we post. And as the girls say, share like you just don't care. Put your hands in the air and peace out.